Hey, family. Welcome to the Real Talk Podcast with Andrea. I'm glad to have you in this space. And you already know we don't do perfect over here, so let's talk. Before we get into this episode, I just want to remind you again for the entire month of May, I'm dedicating these conversations to Mental Health Awareness Month. And I really want y'all to understand something. This is not about pretending we got life figured out. This is not about showing up polished. And this is not about acting like healing is easy. This is a safe space, a judgment free space. And if you're listening right now and you've been carrying things quietly, if you've been overwhelmed, emotionally tired, mentally drained, or just need somewhere to breathe for a second, I want you to know you're welcome here. We're going to have weekly check ins this month, real conversations, real moments, and if you just need somebody to listen, this space is definitely for you. So let me ask you something. Have you ever been hurt so many times or disappointed so many times or overwhelmed for so long that eventually you just stop talking about it? Not because it stopped hurting, not because you healed from it, but because you got tired of explaining it. Like one day you just got quiet and people around you might have thought you were okay because you weren't reacting the same anymore. You weren't expressing things the same anymore. But in reality, you were shutting down emotionally. And I think emotional shutdown is one of those things people don't recognize right away because it don't always look dramatic. Sometimes it just look like distance. It looks like you're not having the energy to explain yourself anymore. And it looks like I'm tired of talking about this over and over again. And if we're being honest, a lot of people are functioning like that right now. I know I've been there before. Still going to work, still taking care of responsibilities, still showing up. But emotionally, I was disconnected. You ever notice how when you emotionally overwhelmed, even small things start feeling heavy? Like somebody asking you, are you okay? Almost feel like they irritating you because you don't even know where to start. Or somebody wants you to open up and in your mind, you're like, I don't even have the energy to explain this. I've been there plenty times before. And I think sometimes people misunderstand emotional shutdown. They think you're being cold or distant or hard to talk to. But sometimes you're not trying to push people away. You're just emotionally exhausted. Because when you've been carrying things for a long time without really processing them, really releasing them, or feeling understood, eventually your mind and body start protecting you differently. And one of those ways is shutting down. Let me ask you something and be real with yourself when you answer this. When was the last time you really told somebody what was bothering you? Not that watered down version, not the I'm just tired version. I'm talking about the real version. Because a lot of people have mastered saying, I'm good. I'm just busy, I'm all right, while mentally carrying things nobody knows about. And after a while, that becomes your normal. You stop expecting people to understand. You stop expecting people to really hear you. So instead of expressing yourself, you internalize everything. And the dangerous part about emotional shutdown is sometimes you don't even realize it's happening. You just think this is just how I am quiet, disconnected, numb, low energy, pulled back. And I'm not saying this episode to make anybody feel bad or to force you to open up before you're ready. I just think awareness matters because once you recognize what's happening, you start moving differently. So if you've been emotionally shutting down lately, here's something small I want you to try. Start paying attention to what makes you emotionally retreat, not react, but retreat. What conversation makes you go quiet? What situations make you pull back? And what emotions make you disconnect? Because those patterns, they tell a story. And that was my story before. And another thing, stop forcing yourself to always be okay for everybody else. That pressure alone can wear people down emotionally. And if you don't feel ready to fully open up yet, start small. Even if it's just being honest enough to say, you know what? I've been overwhelmed lately because that matters. And in a real way, I think sometimes we become so used to surviving emotionally that we forget we deserve support too. So if you've been quieter lately, more distant lately, or even emotionally drained lately, I don't want you judging yourself for it. I just want you to recognize it, pay attention to yourself, check in with yourself, and stop ignoring what your mind has been trying to tell you. Because emotional shutdown doesn't always mean you don't care. Sometimes it means you care for too long without recovering. Let's heal and grow together, and I'll see you in the next episode.